How's
That's
your
what I
week
said.
going?
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
All right, so I'm assuming we picked this week reward because we said risk last week, and then you were like word association. Let's do this.
Yeah, there wasn't that much thought into it.
I've been like trying to figure out how to, I mean, what to talk about, and
Mhm.
honestly, I feel like I am not having any rewards this week. So it's been a long week for me.
Oh no, were you rewardless?
Yeah, I mean, I messaged you earlier, but I was sick as a dog
Mhm.
Sunday into Monday,
Mhm.
and then my family all got sick
Mhm.
basically when they woke up on Monday. And so I went from
Whoa.
like I was up, so it's basically, just hugging the toilet every 20 minutes all Sunday into Monday. And then they got into that mode on Monday. So I like
Aw.
jumped into taking care of people mode. And then from there, it's just kind of been like the lingering, because if you throw up a bunch, your body's all screwed up. You know what I mean?
Weren't you saying that you're like a squeezed out lemon or something?
Yeah, I felt like a post juiced orange.
Oh, orange. I already changed to citrus. Was it only coming out of one end?
Every orifice.
Every orifice?
Every
Oh, that
orifice.
really
It was
sucks.
bad. Like I
Oh.
haven't been as like violently and aggressively sick in a while.
Mhm.
Not since I think like peak COVID during COVID, just like laid up in bed for days. But it was
Mhm.
like it was acute. And so at like 4 in the afternoon on Sunday, a switch was flipped and I was like, oh, and then it was like nonstop until like 3 in the morning and then phased out.
Mhm.
Hey, but so, I've spent, because like when you lose a night of sleep from that, you're already tired. And then you kind of got the carry on effects of doing all the stuff that you got to do.
Mhm.
Cause like I view this week as maybe the first real wall that I've hit with parenthood
Mhm.
because like, you can't stop taking care of the kid.
So was Teddy spewing from both ends as well, and then how does the toilet situation work?
Well, I mean, he's in diapers. So,
Mhm.
he's just it's honestly not that much different than normal because
Mm.
babies throw up very easily.
Mm.
The difference is he was, not having as good of a time.
Oh.
And so the like when a baby is upset or like
Mhm.
like a feeling bad, there's
Mhm.
basically a tax taken on everything that you do where like a normal thing would be like, okay, let's like change an outfit or whatever. Everything just
Mhm.
becomes like 20% harder.
Aw, poor little guy.
Yeah. And so he's getting back into it. I'm
Mhm.
surviving, Marissa's surviving,
Okay.
and almost back to normal, but like the recovery was extended just because there wasn't a like, hey, call out sick from work and then collapse. It's just all right, keep going,
Mhm.
which is tough.
Yeah. Super, super tough. Amazing that you survived. Like, do you know where you caught it from?
So I visited one of our friends actually who was swinging through Boston.
Mhm.
I mean, also July, and so
Mhm.
he swung through Boston,
Oh my god,
and
is this a July pandemic? This entire time?
I don't think he got me sick, but I took
Oh.
the subway to go see him,
Mhm.
and so I'm sure I got it on the T.
Oh, is it
And
that
so
germy?
yeah, and so him and I talked about, because he's a robots dude. So when I went there,
Mhm.
talked about robots for an hour and a half, and then came back, and next day I was dying.
Oh, wow. Well, there's no what do you call it? No good deed goes unpunished.
Yeah, I mean, it was almost worth it though, but I was very much. I don't know about you. Are you religious about your workout splits or like your cycles?
No, I'm not. I
So
mean, I used to be enforced upon me, but now I'm just like, whatever I can do, I'll do.
yeah, like I really like the notion of, a 6 week, 8 week, 4 week progression where
Mhm.
you do the week one and then, you do what you're supposed to do each week.
Mhm.
I'm not I'm not like my life isn't ruined if I miss a workout in
Mhm.
the progression,
Mhm.
but, you miss a couple and you're like, "Oh, should I just start this over or whatever?"
Mhm.
And so I've been trying to start this 6-week progression that, like, I've been planning on doing because I
Mhm.
got re-injured back in the fall with, like, peak lack of sleep, and I was just getting back into it, and I did the first week of the progression,
Mhm.
and it was just like, "Alright, this is great." It's, like,
Mhm.
going perfect, and then Sunday before Monday, the second week of the progression, I just, like, die, and so I've
Mm.
basically skipped this whole week just because I can't. Like, I'm still weak enough that I shouldn't be putting heavy weights on my back, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that seems like a lot, especially with the norovirus recovery.
Yeah.
So good for you for keeping track,
Yeah.
on track.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather miss a week than get re-injured.
Uh-huh.
That's like a big "I'm getting old" thing is, oh, injuries really do like, they'll knock you out for, 3, 4 months if you just
Right?
do, like, one overexertion session, and it's just never worth it.
Well, that's what happened to me this week. I did hurt my back.
Oh, no. What happened?
Nothing. I feel like I just, like, was a little maybe enthusiastic in the kettlebells and then plus slept
Okay.
kinda weird. Yeah. I've
And
been,
the
like,
what part of your back.
I've been training for, the stand-up paddleboarding trip, right, that might happen in July.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So now I set up a little, like, circuit, like, hit station at home, which is, like, each step is, like, only 2 steps away. It's like so we have, like, kettlebell swings because a lot of the movement, if you do it properly, is supposed to be hip hinge when you're
Yeah.
doing paddling. So, yeah, kettlebell swings, and I got one of those Bosu balls, the half circle balls
Okay.
to train my balance.
Are you doing weight on the ball?
No, like,
Okay,
even
good.
just doing, like, plain body squats is really hard.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the other circuit station. And then the third one is this, like, old school stepper tool called the Exerciser. So X
I think I've
ISER.
seen that in, like, a sharper image.
Yeah, yeah. It's, like, made of, like, machine, like, I don't know, steel or something, and it's got, like, just, like, these 2 cylinders that are, like, pneumatic cylinders, and you're just, like kind of like you would think it's, like, one of those, like, Amazon 30 buck, like, stepper
Yep.
things, but the mechanism works slightly differently where, like, you can actually, like, go fast on it.
Okay.
So that's, like, the steppy hamstring, like, hiking training. So yeah, between those 3 things and then doing it and then on an EMOM, like, every minute on the minute, like, workout playlist, that might have
Wait,
messed
I
me
don't
up.
know that word, EMOM?
Yes, that's a very CrossFit word. It
Gotcha.
stands for every minute on the minute.
EMOM. I thought you meant, like, digital mom, like,
Well,
digital
I might as well
mother.
be digital mom. Yeah, yeah. So I found this like random YouTube playlist because the one thing is I really don't like is those timer apps. It just goes like beep every minute. It's like so boring. So I found one of those like playlists that does like a really terrible remix of millennial nostalgia like music, like Lady Gaga Just Dance,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
then
yeah.
like mixed in with the timer of like someone yelling the time.
Sure.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's how I messed up my back.
That's crazy. Also, what's up, Fremon? The,
Hello, thanks for joining.
I I say this, I think, every episode, but we're so different. Just somebody yelling the time in my house, just
Mhm.
get out of here, dude.
Well,
That pissed me off so much.
yeah, imams are their own special torture.
Okay, so you tweaked your back doing that, and then have you been,
Yes.
like, resting more, or was this yesterday, or
This was the day before yesterday. So yesterday was spent going, ugh.
It's tough because, like, when you sit down and you're in your work chair all day
Mhm.
too, you're just
Mhm.
like, I don't know about you, but I get self-conscious of like, "Oh, I should probably be moving because now I'm stiffening it up," or whatever.
Mhm. Exactly. I and then oh yeah, Fremont asked why is Kristen a $0?
Lack of self-confidence.
Oh, I was going for priceless.
I guess that works.
Oh,
I am low energy this week, I'm not gonna lie.
oh, clearly I am too.
I'm crawling from thing to thing.
Yeah. But I think we need to celebrate the low energy modes as much as the high energy.
Are you gonna do stuff this weekend?
I'm going for like Saturday a online meditation retreat in an attempt to restore myself. So that's
How does that work?
it's just this is by Zoom.
But how does that work? Like functionally, do they just get on and say, "Hey, don't you freaking talk"?
Freaking talk a move. Well, it's more gentle than that. Like the my teacher gives a talk,
Yeah,
probably some sort of like set and setting talk, and then yeah, you just like sit together on Zoom with camera on and off, and then like there, and then you walk. You know,
you
take a
walk,
you do walking meditation where you just walk.
so you need internet in the. I mean, I guess cell
I
service.
mean, you would know what time to come back, so no one's monitoring you. So it is kind of like a timer in a sense.
Gotcha.
Yeah, yeah,
So it's like for people wanting connection.
yeah.
That's why I'm not understanding.
Why do you want to be? Well, I think this came up before. Like, why do you want to sit quietly with other people on a Zoom? Doesn't that
Nightmare.
defeat the purpose?
I mean, it like to me, the idea of sitting quietly in a group of people in general is just
Mhm,
like I'm already bored.
mhm,
But on yeah, like I guess it is a body doubling thing, and it's just like I have this reflexive impulse
mhm.
of like group activity like that.
Well, yeah, and
Is
that's okay. Something for everyone.
yeah. Yeah. Oh, I don't know if we said hello to Priyanka. Welcome.
Oh yeah.
If anybody sees this and you want some wedding photos, Priyanka does those, by the way.
Yeah, yeah. And our
All
Christians
kinds of
across
photos.
the country, and both US and Canada. Priyanka, you need to tell us how to advertise
Chill.
your
Chill in the
wares.
chat.
And
The-
and also, yeah, where people can find you on the internet. I presume you have a website. Um,
what how do you reward yourself?
with a meditation retreat.
That's not fun. I mean, I guess it's
Right?
fun. I'm
Well,
not trying
that's
to
the
yuck your
whole
yum.
point. It's like only fun for me, like or like and a bunch of other people, but it is like unconventional. Yeah.
The I'm definitely not trying to yuck your yum, but
Uh
you
huh. Uh
also
huh.
probably
Uh
buy
huh.
yourself mango smoothies or something, right?
Uh, I mean, yeah. I mean, when you go to an
Okay.
Indian restaurant, do you not get the mango lassi?
I mean, always a fan, but do you do stuff and then reward yourself like a puppy?
It doesn't really work super well for me, I feel like. I think like Yuhan and I went for a time, tried to oh yeah, well actually like her newest proposal is like, oh, we gotta go up San Bruno Mountain, like, our local like kind of tall peak. And
Mhm.
then we go to Costco and get the mint chocolate chip ice sundae. Because they're both are kind of like close together. So
Okay.
so so I think like Yuhan's more of a like like a do something terrible and then reward yourself kind of person, and I don't tend to be. But then because by the virtue of us doing things together, I automatically get the set.
That's funny. I mean, it makes sense with the fishing and I mean, Yuhong's not a video game player, right?
No, but she watches the speed run of Spiral.
Speedrun, like watching speedrunners, I think is a real tell.
I
Like
think she also likes Sudoku.
yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, there's a completionist like thing there.
Oh, totally. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like she
The
likes those like little mini games, like Sudoku or whatever.
Well, I was just gonna say fishing is Yuhong's video games,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
right?
Exactly. Oh yeah, that's totally a risk reward mechanism.
There's progression, there's,
Yeah.
like
Randomness.
reaching new areas, loot
Mhm.
boxes.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think that that's pretty much a very literal kind of risk and a reward situation.
Yeah. The I'm t- with rewards, I do really, really well with rewards for
Mhm.
a period of time.
Mhm.
And then there's a little bit of like hedonic adaptation to it.
Mhm.
And then there's also a, well, I could just eat the ice cream and not do the thing.
Mhm, mhm.
uh, or I'll like choose a reward that's too easy to access. You know, be like, oh, I'll do this work task and then I'll watch like a fun video or whatever. But then I could just
Mhm.
be like, oh, well, the tab's already open.
I feel like it doesn't like I almost like want to be a person who the system would work. You know what I mean? But I think it has to do with the fact that I'm more like aversion driven. I think this came up before. Like I'm
Yeah.
more trying to avoid a bad feeling, and therefore like a positive feeling doesn't actually reward me that much.
Well, so question.
Yeah.
I think we've talked about this before, and we can dance around it if we
Mhm.
don't want to get like super into it. But do you consider yourself like vulnerable to addiction?
No.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, and again, it's like super weird, right? Because as you know, as we have mentioned during the show, I mean, watch the show throughout the course of history, you've seen me get like really into something, right? Like
Yeah,
remember the Balatro phase?
yeah. Well, I view there's a difference between obsessing, and then there's a
Mhm.
difference between that and like like feeling
Compulsion.
compulsed. Is that
Yeah,
the word?
yeah. So I feel I mean, like you judge me because I mean, someone who is has addiction can tell, right? It's sometimes. So to me, I feel like what I have is more like yeah, obsession, and it also, like, doesn't last, a
Yeah,
and then it's, like,
that's like the
over.
key.
Um,
Like, I think that's, like, the key part, and, I'm not a, a doctor of
mhm,
addictionology, but
right.
the
But I feel like people who, like, have that other tendency towards addiction, like, sometimes it really works in their favor if it happens to be something that society deems productive. You know what I mean?
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't go so far as to say it's in their favor, but I will say that it, uh parts of it are very useful.
Mhm.
Just because, like, even if you continue to get, like, money number go up because you're
Yeah.
addicted to working or whatever, you
Mhm.
still do end up paying the costs associated with, like, getting that reward eventually, right? It's your family leaving you, it's being by yourself when you're 60, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, sure, sure. But, like, Uh, I guess what I'm trying to say is like, anecdotally, I feel like like what I'm reading is that some people who are like, sadly addicted to drugs, if they're able to transfer that level of like dedication in a way, like drug seeking is actually a really dedicated kind of thing to do. And you have
Yeah,
to be really like smart about it, right? In some ways, and then transfer that into like running or like building a business or something. Like they're really
yeah.
good at it. Like if you're
Yeah,
able to make that transfer.
I mean, there's definitely something to the substitution,
Yeah, yeah.
because, like, one of the things that I mean, like, just from my own personal experience, like, one of the things that I think is really important, because, like, I consider myself, to have an addictive personality,
Mhm.
and, I've fortunately, dodged pretty much any of the worst, like, the
Mhm.
real bad outcomes of anything, like,
Yeah.
substance-wise, but,
Mhm.
1,000,000% I empathize with every, alcoholic or drug addicted character that explains what they feel. Like, I see myself in that,
Mhm.
for sure. But so, like, one of the things that I realized was really important from a pretty young age was, like, the ritual aspect of, like,
Mhm.
whatever the addiction is.
Mhm.
And so, like, there's, like, the chemical dependency, but there's also, an immense satisfaction from, like, going through the routine of chasing the high of whatever that is. And
Mhm.
so the addict that substitutes it,
Mhm.
I think, is really leaning on the ritualistic aspects of not doing the bad behavior,
Mhm.
uh, because it doesn't substitute it completely, but it really helps to, like, get 80% of the cigarette, you know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Mhm.
Like, that's why the fake vapes were so big for a little while.
Mhm.
Have you ever read, or, like, seen the play, Cat on a Hot Tin Roof?
No, you mentioned it several times though, so maybe it should be something I should see.
It's pretty short, um, but there's a really, I don't know if it's famous, it's famous to me, but
Is it an
the
Andrew Scott version of it?
what is it like is that like Cliff Notes?
No, 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 like the actor.
Oh, dude, I'm sure he's been in it. The I thought you were, like, saying, like, a Scott Alexander, Slate Star
Oh, no, no,
Codex type
no, no.
thing. The but, um
Moriarty slash Fleabag priest.
yeah, yeah, yeah. The, but anyway, the character, he what I can't remember his name right now. I'll grab it, but he's a professional athlete that got injured,
Mhm,
and he kinda just basically hates his family life.
mhm,
And so he's just drunk the whole play. And
mhm,
and so, but he, like, describes it as, like, he needs to drink until he feels the click when everything, like, kind of slips into place with, like, "Okay, I'm calm
mm,
now. I'm okay now. I'm not anxious
mhm,
now. I'm not, like,
mm,
stressed about the environment." And,
mhm,
like, that means, like, I read
mhm.
that when I was, I think, like, 19. I was like, "Oh."
Oh,
I was like, "Oh, this is other people have talked about this 100 years ago,"
yeah.
which is
And
crazy.
also this is illuminating because although you have mentioned this, play before, this is what I'm imagining. Cats the musical mixed with Fiddler on the Roof.
Yeah, no, it's not that at all.
Oh, it's not a literal interpretation of the title.
So it's a reference to, it's like a Southern idiom of, like,
Mm.
a cat on a hot tin roof is, like, moments, so it's like freaking out,
Oh, okay,
because if a
okay.
cat steps on a hot roof, like a hot metal roof, it's burning its paws.
It's not a cat tap dancing.
No, I mean, it's in pain, and it's, like, trying to
Okay,
figure
well,
out how to
that's
not be in pain anymore.
oh, okay. Well, then that seems more dark and Southern Gothic than I thought.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. It's a very, it's an intense play. Like, I think it's really good. Actually, I bet Andrew Scott has done.
Yeah, yeah. No. Well, it was so American though. Has do you think he has done it? No, now we gotta research.
I feel like it, but
Mm.
yeah, there's that, and then there was another. I saw, because you were talking about, like, not feeling addicted, but you feel like obsessed about stuff for a little while, where you, like, zero in.
Well, if anything, my compulsion loops has to do with like feeling bad. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's the more like repeated pattern.
Well, so there is another, like, this isn't famous at all. I don't even know if it's true, but I saw one addiction counselor kind of, like, do, a talk about addiction,
Mhm.
and the way that they described it, or, like, their opinion about how people, like, what is really happening within
Mhm.
people, is, a
Mhm.
lot of the time it's a person isn't addicted to the thing necessarily. They're
Mhm.
addicted to not feeling like themselves,
Mm.
because their
Mhm.
baseline state is just
So bad.
discomfort. It's not where they wanna be,
Yeah, yeah.
and
There's this
so
like a comic called Rat Park. Have you heard of it? It's about it's like like a comic about a study where they were like testing like addictive chemicals on rats.
oh,
And then turns out if you
oh,
give
yeah, yeah,
rats
yeah.
an enriched environment, they don't get addicted.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's like a thing people on, like, Twitter reference. I know exactly what you're talking
Mhm.
about now. Yeah.
Mhm. I mean, I don't actually don't know whether the study was ever replicated and what the end is and all that kinda stuff. One should look it up before taking it at face value, but,
So,
metaphorically, it is nice.
on that subject, how much of science is replicable?
I mean, this is like that all It's Always Sunny bit, like, "Science is a bitch."
Science is a liar sometimes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Exactly.
The I do, like,
I realize that, luckily, I'm too behind on clips for this to be taken out of context.
who cares? Ugh,
Ugh.
even if, you know, even if you make every effort in the world to be, like, genuine and thoughtful and,
Well, in a
coherent,
post-truth
so
world.
yeah, somebody is going to willfully misinterpret what you're saying.
Mhm.
And so it's just like, I don't know. We just gotta do our best.
Yeah. But yeah, but I do think people who like, just to close this up, like have like, truly like addiction that makes their life really difficult. I think they have like a genetic lottery in a bad
Yep,
way too, and
100%.
Yeah, that's just really bad luck.
I got a family history.
Yeah, but I guess your worst addiction is like energy drinks. So
The Yeah, we'll go with that. The
uh,
but so in the context of reward, I'll end up, everything just kind of like stays on the rails for a little while, and
mhm,
then I'll be like, well, I could just maybe instead of just watching one video, I'll watch this like little bit longer one, and then before I know it, it's like I'm watching the hour one for doing a 10-minute task, and I'm just basically
mhm.
not doing what I plan like structured it around.
Yeah.
That's just how it goes.
So but it does work for you, it sounds like. Or like you have a little bit of it going.
Well, it does until the tail wags the dog. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Mhm.
And so, I like clearly I had a great 30-year run of get put in a box, perform within the box,
Mhm.
you know, food and what water goes in, work comes out. Like it like
Mhm.
works fine.
Mhm.
In less structured environments, I've had the opportunity to like reflect on that a little bit more.
Mhm.
And I do think like the reward mechanism does work
Mhm.
in the sense of like, okay, I will do stuff in order to get a reward,
Mhm.
but I've almost had to reconfigure things to be like, well, working on specific things is the reward,
Mhm.
or even like, hey, I can't actually time work reward cycles, but I have
Mhm.
to like be as honest with I can about like, oh, I want reward. Like, well,
Mhm.
did I do the things that, kind of facilitate that?
Mhm.
And if I didn't do any today, but I like hyper fixated for 6 hours the day before, like,
Mhm.
yeah, that kind of evens out. And so like it's like balancing the actual reward with the psychic
Mhm.
component of the reward
Mhm.
as well, which I'm trying to like, I don't know, I'm trying to figure it out.
Yeah. So, like, do you, like, to make it about me, like, how do you think I can, like, leverage this better? Because again, I feel like reward to me is a sense of relief, which is not something I can deliver to myself in a little mango lassie. Like
Yeah, I mean, well, so there's an interesting question of, do you want that to be the state of your life?
like, to work this way?
Yeah,
Uh,
because, I think there's an, like you just say,
well,
yeah,
no,
this is
but I
just how
also
you
don't
are.
know how to, like, change it. Because it's like, if I could change it, I would have already changed it.
Yeah, I mean, like sometimes, ooh, of course. Uh, I'm still here.
No signal. Okay. In the meantime, Fremont, I really love your replies, but due to the slight delay, sometimes I have a hard time matching what you're saying to what we're saying.
He was talking about
So
the
apologize. I
addictive
don't mean to ignore you.
personality
It's because
bit.
I don't know how to match it.
He was referencing the addictive personality bit about feeling very much, I
Oh,
think.
okay, okay, okay.
Um,
Thanks for paying attention.
the ooh,
Oh,
I clicked on it, but
ah,
um, so sometimes just naming the thing is helpful, right?
yeah, yeah.
And so,
Which is what the show's all about.
but like the other aspect of it,
Mhm,
and maybe I'm super off base with this, but like there's an element of maybe you don't think you deserve rewards in some deep seated way.
oh, totally, yeah. Yes,
And like,
and that, you know? But again, okay, then it's sort of like one of those like, "Okay, then go and feel deserving," but it doesn't really work that way.
with so so I don't endorse this, but
Uh-huh.
there's like a like, Stavros, the
The
comedian?
famous guy. Yeah.
Yeah. So on his podcast, he
Mhm.
has people call in,
Mhm.
and there's like a there's like a thread of dudes that are absolutely getting, just not treated well. Like
Mhm.
there's a ton of dirtbags on the show as well, which is like, why it's an amusing show. But there are contexts where like a dude has a girlfriend and like the
Mhm.
girlfriend wants an open relationship, but only for her. And you
Mm.
know what I mean? It's just like, it's not a good dynamic for this guy.
Mhm.
And so what they joke about is like temporarily going hard red pill to like
Mhm.
get out of this local minimum of letting someone treat you poorly, which is not.
Oh.
It's so let me bring it home.
Okay.
Like, I'm not advocating for you to become sexist. The but
Take your advice literally. Next
but there
episode.
but there is a through line of, okay, you can't break out of this local
Mhm.
pattern that you're
Mhm.
living in without maybe over swinging the pendulum back another way.
Mm.
And so, from that framing, I would be like, okay, well, maybe Kristen should, you know, treat herself a lot for a little while because she's worth it,
Oh.
and then have this like gratuitous, I just get myself whatever I want, like obviously don't, go broke, but like you do literally any impulse to treat yourself so that after like 4 weeks of, Kristen treat yourself month, you're like,
Uh-huh.
okay, I can like give myself rewards without feeling a nagging sense of guilt of
Oh.
having this reward.
That's an idea.
So, like it's
I know.
because like I kind of like I didn't have the same thing as you because I think I have a larger ego than you.
You
In
think?
the, the but I did have this like, if you don't get up to go to the gym at 6 o'clock on the dot, you
Mhm.
are a piece of shit and you deserve to die. Like toxic dude
Mhm,
mentality
mhm,
about stuff.
mhm,
And like the way that I don't think that itself is literally a good way to live all of your life.
mhm,
I do think there are moments in your life where you need parts of that.
mhm,
And so, in order to detox from the thing that helped me survive for a decade plus,
mhm,
I kind of went the other way and I did not, treat anything.
mhm.
And so like and then I was like, "Oh, also living like Bacchus doesn't do it either."
Right,
And
right.
so now I kind of have both of those pieces in my toolbox where I mean, like, I definitely end up more on the like, "Hey, get up, get your shit done, quit being a piece of crap." Like,
Mhm,
but I'm less in that like state of self-hate
mhm,
by default, which is like a lot, like I think I'm living a lot better life, and frankly, I'm like living a life that I want my son
mhm.
to kind of emulate more. Because
Yeah.
I don't think that you should just do whatever you want all the time because I don't think it's good for you.
Mhm.
But I also think that but I mean, but just I'm about to say the same thing again. The
So, I like how Cool Bean said, "Oh, thanks for joining us. This should be normalized. Accumulate haters that aren't you, not you."
Yeah, I mean that's a good way to put it. Caveat: sometimes you are the problem.
Oh. That reminds me of the meme of the, everyone's an asshole around me books, and then everyone's like, maybe the author needs to
Yeah.
self-examine a little bit. Okay. Well, I think I need to like concertedly give this like an experiment. Like, but the funny thing is that the first things that pop into my mind and treat yourself is like like the treats to me are like still freaking meditation retreats. This is like not still not the conventional sort of things because they really don't bring me that much joy. And the thing is like I have like, for a time like bought whatever I want off Amazon, but like trust me, there was no additional joy accumulated. In fact, it was more annoyance because I have to open the box and I have to return things. And I was
Yeah.
like, damn, this is like creating work.
Yeah. I mean, we know that stuff isn't necessarily the answer.
Mhm.
The inverse of that, which is which I kind of view these retreats and stuff,
Mhm.
is also it's self-denial in a way.
No, not really. I think I genuinely derive joy from it. So like for me it does work, but it's just I feel like the, there's something in between these two things,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and, I think it probably is more linked with work for us
Mhm.
than anything
Oh,
else,
totally, totally.
right? Because if you can figure out how to let yourself off the hook
Yeah,
with
letting myself off the hook is the biggest treat of all.
Yeah, I mean, we just, we
I like
spent
how cool means like treat yourself doesn't mean have to consume.
yeah,
Shrugging guy.
yeah. But the problem is like the advanced version of treat yourself takes some skill to get to a state of mind.
Yes.
It, 'cause I mean, we were talking about my back and my nervous system and the
Mhm.
tension that I just carry through my spine.
Mhm.
The first thing that comes back when something goes wrong in my
Mhm.
life or I'm like worried about something is that tension because that's like the habit that I have over
Yeah. Mhm.
10 plus years of carrying that
Mhm.
tension.
Mhm.
And so, it's going to be the same thing where it's unfortunately the reward is like a series of work processes.
Yeah. Yeah, but
What
yeah, letting myself off the hook is step 1. At least that's
actually
easy to remember.
don't think about this,
Mm.
but what just like try to respond. What's the last thing that you did that you're like, "Oh, that's a waste of time?"
I mean, I was on Instagram last night. That was
Okay.
clearly a waste of time.
Okay. What else?
Sometimes when some projects don't pan out, I think they're a waste of time.
So, okay, and then, would you include, like, the painting and stuff that you were holding up a little while ago in that category or no?
Uh, no, but only because I already forgot about it.
Because I
Since it's done so infrequently that it doesn't even count.
yeah, I mean, because I think a lot of that stuff is creative play,
Mhm.
and, what we have a tendency to do is to, like, do the creative play, and then if we can't see something come
Mhm.
out of it, then we're like, "Oh, that was a waste of time."
Mhm.
And that, I think, is unhealthy.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, so yeah, creative play. Um, hmm, I'm trying to think what else is I consider a waste of time. I think we've exhaustively covered things I think about
Yeah.
already.
Yeah, we can move. I mean, obviously, I just externalized so that I wouldn't have to process my own shit so we could talk about your stuff.
Oh no, we were pretty even today.
Fair enough. But so I'm trying to figure out like my reward loops. So okay,
Mhm.
so here's the other thing. I'm pretty good at connecting the things that change my like dopamine receptors.
Mhm.
Right? So, like, I'll know, in the same way that you kind of, like, pick at a scab and you're like,
Mhm.
"Oh, I know this is a thing."
Mhm.
Like, when I'm tired, when I'm
Mhm.
sick, when I'll gravitate towards these, things to be like, "Hey, fix my
Mhm.
dopamine," and obviously that
Mhm.
doesn't solve it too, and so the
Mhm.
reward loops kind of, like, short circuit where I'm like, "Oh, it'll
Mhm.
just be one more video and then I'll feel normal again."
Right. Yeah, so I think it still comes back down to feeling.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
So
Our
I need
favorite
more, like,
phrase.
reward feelings.
Yeah, I mean,
We can skip the stuff.
wait, okay, ask the question again?
Oh, I wasn't even asking a question. I was just commenting on how, because when we buy things, it's because we want the feeling we get from the thing, right? It's rarely about the thing. So
Yeah.
I just need to self-generate the good feeling.
Yeah, I mean, just become a perpetual self-good machine. There's
Yeah,
no
yeah,
problem. Too easy.
exactly. Wire head.
Yeah, I mean,
Ah.
it's all
And it's so
self-soothing.
delicate too, because yeah, if I feel bad about bad feelings and then push them away, then I'll feel worse. I also can't not feel the bad feelings.
Yeah, why does it always come down to this, like, just be happy, bro?
Yeah,
Like
it does.
like,
Oh, this
it's
reminds me, I was hanging out with a friend last night, and then she said that, her and her brother were hanging out at this wine bar in the city, and the lady who owns the place, like, seemed really happy, and so they were like, "Oh, yeah, what's your secret to happiness?" And then she was like, "Oh, yeah, just drink wine, just enjoy your life." And then her brother was like, "Yeah, she's really bad at that."
what, drinking wine?
Being happy. And I was like, "Oof." Younger brothers, man.
Yeah, the like deep-seated anxiety. Like, again, it's inconvenient for economic systems for you to be content.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is like a big psyop that you have to be able like I simultaneously, do believe that with all my
Mhm.
heart, but also
Mhm.
there are some economic games that I want to win.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like not for, necessarily like a pride reason, not because I feel like it's the right thing to do, but
Mhm.
because I think it would be interesting to just spend time doing this thing.
Mhm.
And I certainly don't want people trapped in that.
Right.
And and so you know, like I want to feel that, but I also
Mhm.
want to have that intrinsic source of motivation that isn't sourced at like this deep-seated chip on my shoulder because it just sucks living that way.
Right, right. Oh, Colby said, "Fucking dopamine reset from not smoking weed for the last couple of months has been too slow." Well, I'm really proud of you for doing that. I remember you've been working on this project for a while.
Yeah,
I bet you're going at exactly the right pace.
the trick is too with stuff like that
Mhm.
is they're all like, booze, whatever your poison of choice is to
Mhm.
alter your mood.
Mhm.
They're also all time travel medications.
In what sense?
Like anytime you alter your mental state,
Mhm.
you're changing your perception of the passage of time, like
Mhm.
usually so that it's shorter. Sometimes it's longer, but like
Mm.
the habitual ones typically make an hour feel faster.
Mhm.
And so one of the things that you like run into when you stop doing whatever the thing that you're doing is you're like very aware of the passage of time in a way that was easier to not be aware of when you were just kind of like passing out every night.
Mm. I'm like, is that always true? I think some of them make time feel slower, and then maybe that's why Isis is just I'm hearing now. No, I think I said the wrong time, Isis. I'm so sorry. Like I did the time conversion wrong, even though I pointed out that there's daylight savings. So if you were looking at the Eastern time, you might have gotten the time wrong, just because I posted the time wrong. So thank you so much for making it.
Sorry. We appreciate you.
Yeah, yeah. We accidentally gave you a dose of time alteration.
Yeah, the the well, yeah, we could talk more about the time dilation. I do feel pretty strongly that like habitual use does turn into that.
Mm.
The like there are exceptions, especially something like a salvia or whatever that
Mhm.
makes you like that you experience a different thing in like a
Mhm.
very brief span of time.
Mhm.
But that it's you can't I at least haven't met anybody that treats salvia the same way that they would treat like a weed. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, I heard that's really, scary.
Bro.
Have you tried it?
Bro.
Oh. Pray tell.
Suburban
Like,
Georgia high
hypothetically, if one
school.
tries it, what happens?
I mean, it's just bad. Like it's just
I
I don't
I I feel like everything I've read online about it is like, no one is like, "Let's do it again," so it must be super bad.
like so basically as like a high schooler, like a hooligan in
Mhm.
suburban Georgia, you
Mhm.
know, just whatever you'd get, you'd screw around with. And
Mhm.
so like I don't know how to describe it other than it's just like pretty intense.
Mhm.
And so like in the same way that like you ever gone by like bungee jumping?
Only skydiving one time.
Yeah, well, so, like, the skydiving, like so I haven't gone skydiving, but I've done bungee jumping,
Mhm.
and I assume it's similar, but, like, the first part of skydiving where, like, you jump out and you're like, "Dopamine release," like, "Ah!"
Mhm.
Like,
Like
uh
that.
oh, what was that?
Oh, and it feels like that?
I mean, it's just kind of like that, just, like, concentrated, and then
Mhm.
there's not, like, a release when it, like, gets, like, calm afterwards.
Oh. Oh, that sounds terrible.
Yeah, no, it's I mean, like, it just kind like, was not fun.
Okay.
But yeah,
Oh.
yeah, what Cool Beans is saying is, like, the you just don't you aren't as aware of every individual minute of time passing.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's almost like,
Maybe this is my blessing. I never feel that way. So, I always
well, I
feel
mean,
like
because
time is going by way too fast all the time.
it's because 'cause you're not addicted to not being yourself.
Isn't that ironic? You you would think. Um, yeah, and I guess that's why I can do, like, meditation retreat literally just sitting there with nothing, right? And I'm like, "Oh, neat." Like, I can do that for a very, very long time.
Yeah. I mean,
Hmm.
if I don't have a thing to be locked into,
Mhm.
it's really hard for me to sit still. Like,
Mm.
that's why I move my chair, that's why I bounce my leg.
Mhm. But I don't know, maybe, like again, this is not necessarily a good thing, but I feel like there's endless entertainment just, like, being generated inside, so even if I sit still, there's just so much going on still.
Yeah, I mean, I'm jealous.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Well,
I like my thoughts, to be clear, like, I like
mhm,
thinking about my thoughts, but I'm
mhm,
like, I have to be in the pursuit of doing something, like, I'm trying to go to sleep, and then I can, like, think about my thoughts. But if I'm just supposed to sit there and think about them, I'm like, I just wanna do something. I wanna,
oh,
like, you know, punch
but
something, read
everything
a
that
book.
can be done has already been done to me.
Okay, John Lennon.
Oh, Isis said, "Wow, I just wrote like 5 books on time perception in the last 4 weeks. Such a good read." Like,
You just wrote?
yeah, and I'm wondering if you meant read, but if you wrote, then please do post the books.
Yeah. Oh, I think so on the do scary events slow down time or do memories encode more?
Mm,
I think it's much more about codification.
mm,
Like I
mhm,
think about the texture of time a lot, or like
mhm,
the texture of your experiences, because you can kind of brute force it a little bit where you're like, "Oh, I want to remember this more." And then you like focus on the corner of the table and like
mhm,
stuff like that.
mhm.
Um but yeah, like that's also why there's wisdom in the, just take a different path on your walk every
Mhm,
day if you
mhm.
can, because it increases your like the density of your perception of that thing because it's not the habit.
Uh, yeah, I think that works. Or noticing different things on the same walk. Like
Yeah, I mean, like it's like it's a forcing function, right? It's like the
Mhm.
difference between a reset and a hard reset.
Yeah, that's true, that's true.
Like one
Um,
takes much more skill. Your path takes monk-like skill to appreciate the differences in your path. The other one, you can just, take a
if you
different block.
just do oh, okay, okay. Um Yeah, this is so fascinating to me. And I don't know why my mind jumped to this. Oh, because you said hard reset. Okay, speaking of too much Instagram, like I saw this LA esthetician who does a
Okay.
hard reset facial where he's taking like a vacuum and like sucking grease out of people's faces. And it's like a
Gross.
horrific,
I hate all that type of content.
horrific amount of grease. But then I did think, oh, this would be a nice reward. I want to get grease sucked out of my face.
Get one.
No,
Do
but, like, I think okay, I have, like, okay, speaking of things I return on Amazon, I had ordered one of these skunk sucking things before, but it doesn't work super well, at least the consumer grade one.
Yeah,
Oh,
why don't you
I would love
Christian,
to find an equivalent guy who does this, like, well, or lady or whatever, like, because this person's only in LA, so you can't even do it locally.
I
And
have
I
an
think it's
idea.
not just, like, the sucking vacuum part, it's also, like, the steaming and, like, things you need to do to, like, open your pores to make it actually work super well.
So so on the
And then
treat
Lewis
yourself
said that this will not work as well as I think it would.
so on the treat yourself thing,
Mhm.
I think a thing for you to think about might be, what are things that I can't do?
Uh-huh.
Because based on our bajillion hours of talking, you have a deep-seated sense of self-sufficiency with things,
Mhm.
and if you can do an at-home version of a professional thing,
Mhm.
I think there's a part of you that always is like, why would I do the professional thing? I can just do a version of it at my house.
Mhm.
And so maybe your treat yourself is to do the nicer version of the thing you're doing for yourself.
Like, actually pay a professional to do the thing.
Yeah. Because you love
Yeah.
your acupuncture stuff.
Yes, and that's definitely not something you can self do, or at least I
Well,
cannot self do.
yeah, so if there are other things like that where, like,
Oh,
you can only
look
like,
after myself in that way.
yeah, because
Mm,
like, that just might be a version of it that, like, is you like, y hits you uniquely.
yeah. Mm. Oh, thanks, Cool Beans, for looking up a local facial place. Okay, I will check that out. Actually, that place is near my acupuncture, so I might try to hit up both in the same day. Yeah, that's a great idea. I do love paying for professional, like, coaching type stuff. Actually, recently, I didn't tell you this,
That's the thing we're missing. You
the
like
coaching.
people. You
Yeah.
like people, so the reward probably would involve other people.
Do I like that's the funny thing is you keep saying that, and my self-image is still like I'm an introvert.
I think that's a defense mechanism. I think that's a I don't need anybody
Okay, so
from
here's the thing, I can't deny it anymore because I recently paid for a spiritual counselor slash psychic slash an executive coach
'kay.
who said the same thing. So
I coulda saved you
this
100
is
bucks.
so this must be so irritating to you to hear that I paid someone to tell me that the universe said exactly the same thing you tell me all the time as a professional service.
I mean, my version of it is I identified for a long time with,
Mhm.
like, intense discipline as, like, a core part of my personality,
Uh-huh.
and it has only been through the past, like, 2 years and the haranguing of the chat to be like, "Well, maybe the discipline was an overreactive coping mechanism to my natural state."
Oh.
Which is much more free form and
Mhm.
bursty and, you know, like, there's a lot of strengths to it, but, like, the
Mhm.
weakness is sitting down at, 8 o'clock and pumping out a page of writing, just, like, I don't think is gonna be me ever.
Right, and I'm seeing, like, given your recent successes, your free-form bursty way totally is working. So
Yeah. I mean, it's really tough to with, like, like, babies need schedules, and so, like, trying to
Yeah.
capture it where I can is
Mhm.
tough, but, I'm having much more luck of building systems to capture, like, oh, if I wanna, like, write about a thing, I
Mhm.
can't save the idea and write about it later. I kind of have to get as much of the idea out as possible when I
Mhm.
have the muse impulse, and
Mhm.
then I can, like, edit it later, but, like, the core of the thrust of it is already done.
Right, right. So I think, like, yeah, that's a new way in which you're interacting with the world that seems to be working well. So this spiritual counselor person actually gave me homework, okay?
Okay.
And the reason why I'm bringing it up is because I'm trying to figure out how to make it more rewarding. Because her homework for me is to practice better boundaries at work,
Okay.
which I think is just good advice for me, right? Specifically, but then as with in learning any new skill, it's very unpleasant in the beginning, right? Because I'm like, I
Sure.
have to do something different, and so how can I make this more rewarding and less sucky?
Um, well, sometimes you just gotta eat your vegetables, but
Yeah, how do I turn them into dino nuggets?
every every time you set a boundary,
Uh huh.
maybe you do something nice for one of your friends because you like doing that.
Damn.
So, like, maybe in your day-to-day life will be like, is it appropriate for me to spend $20 to get my friend this thing? But
Mhm.
you like doing that, and so you can be like, "Hey, I did the work here, so now I can be extra nice here."
Wow. I like how somehow Ugh. Let me consider that, let me consider that.
Alternatively, every time you
Mhm.
set a boundary, you get to play on a project or something for 20 minutes.
Mm. Yeah, that might be appealing. I think, like, the other, like, practical thing with this particular, like, 20-minute project thing is, like, I feel like, okay, the other thing that the spiritual counselor said is, like, you need to finish your loops before maybe I feel like maybe she listens to our show. Because
because that is all
I
we
think
talk
that's the
about.
other thing. Is like I really appreciate her like executive coaching skills and holding me accountable. But the problem with me working with these like folks who have some component of guessing who I am is that I'm so easy. Like everything about me is online, so it's not like rocket science. Um, but like yeah, so like oh sorry, what was I saying in the beginning? I'm losing track.
I mean, we were talking about how to make it more rewarding. I have another idea. What
Oh, okay,
when
okay.
you're finished?
Um, yeah, you go ahead first. I lost my train of thought.
All right. I think you need to get a glass cup or
Mhm.
vase or something.
Mhm. Do I need a marble jar?
Yeah, and you get little gems. And then every time you set the boundary, you just put one in the jar. And then when it's
Okay.
full,
I do like that.
I thought you might.
I also think like Yuhan would like it. So like because yeah, I think having something visual would work. Are those Temu gems? I think we talked about
I think I bought like
a
from
TikTok
Amazon.
shop.
They
Oh, okay.
they actually it's also interesting because I feel like they were like one large plastic sheet and
Mhm.
then they just like smashed it
Mhm.
and then like sanded it down or something like that. Like it clearly feels like garbage. Like it's nice shiny garbage, but I'm like this I know garbage and this is garbage.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and I also wonder what I can repurpose at home instead of buying more
Well,
plastic
okay, so
stuff.
that's the other thing is like if repurposing brings you joy, but if you could also just like get to the point where you've built your scaffolding to do the thing
Mhm.
that you're trying to do in
Mhm.
5 minutes of online browsing,
Mhm. True, true.
I like I get there's arguments for and against that. I just like I'm really trying to give myself a lot of grace for things that will unblock other things.
Oh, that's true. I mean, like, yeah, how quick do I spend on an app, right?
Yeah, I hear that.
Okay, okay, cool. All right, I'll have a jar of gems.
Kristen's jar of gems.
Yeah.
Kristen's crystals.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that could totally be a thing. I was in a metaphysical store the other day because Buster wanted to go,
What?
and they were selling jars of gems.
I like pretty rocks. So I
Mhm.
empathize with that part of it.
Pretty rocks. It's just crystals for men.
I mean, the when I was when I was young,
Mhm.
I like this is non sequitur. I mean, kind of a sequitur.
Mhm.
The so I there was a girl that it was actually my first girlfriend.
Mm.
We started dating in like eighth grade. Well, I guess technically it wasn't my first, but it was my first like I was conscious human being kind of
Mhm.
girlfriend. And then we're friends through high school. We broke up, and then in college, we kind of started talking again.
Mhm.
And then when I came home one summer, I like took her out on a date to what I thought would be like, a cool date of, hey, let's go to the Science Museum, the Tellus Science Museum in North Georgia. If you're ever there, I recommend going. They have really
Mhm.
nice mineral
Mhm.
section.
Mhm.
And I've studied physics. I was just like, yeah, Science Museum, like kind of like my domain.
Mhm.
We get there. Turns out she's a gem head. And so she's stoked
Uh-huh.
about these rocks. And I can like when I tell you that this girl walked me through this entire museum and
Uh-huh.
explained every single rock on the wall and like it was awesome, but was not what I was expecting. And then also my boss from the Steak and Shake was there with with with
Oh,
his kids, and so it was also weird. Uh,
wow.
yeah,
When someone's special interest is rock mineral types.
yeah, I learned a lot about like bauxite that day.
Wow. Oh,
I
well, at
haven't
this
thought about
point,
that in
maybe
a
I'll get my
decade.
supply of gems from, Cool Beans.
Yeah, the brother, I will take a shiny rock if you're
Yeah.
offering.
Cool. Alright. Well, we've learned a lot about rewarding ourselves today.
Did we?
I
Kind of.
feel like when the moment I said that, I was like, "What am I trying to do here? Are we, like, wrapping up the show the way, like, a children's TV show does?" Like,
Moral of the story is sometimes